So this video here came in as a request from Double K Mustangs. They were asking about the front spear on our 3020 tractor. So I'm just gonna go over some of it and kind of some of how it's put together. He had asked if I had built it, which we did not. We bought it already kind of done, and we had to modify it to fit our tractor a little bit. So I can show you that, and then I'll kind of go over all the details of it. And if you wanted to build one, it is something that could be built fairly easily. This is the spear portion. It is a high tensile spear, so it's one solid piece that's made out of a alloy steel, I believe. And some of the other ones are more of a round tube type, but I would prefer this over those type if you were going to build one. But you should be able to buy them through probably any tractor distributor or tractor part distributor or something like that, or if you go to farm auctions or any type of sale, you can always find them around at those. You come back, it comes back to a tubular frame. It's 5 foot and 3/4 of an inch. So that's the width of that. The tubing is 3" by 3" square, and I don't know exactly how thick it is. It feels like a 1/4" wall tubing. So then from there it has this down brace, which has a tube coming out of it, and then your tensile rod, your Bale spear goes through there, and then most of those have a nut on the back. 2 stabilizers, and those are just straight rod, 1" rod with a chamfer cut on the end across the whole thing, and those are spaced at right at 2 foot center to center. From the stabilizers up to the spear, it's about 1 foot. So if you were going to build one, that's about what you would need. This setup seems to work well, especially if you're doing 4-foot bales. That way you can get down lower to the ground if you want, or however you need to load them. You can also get up top towards the bale and change how you're putting it into a feeder or something like that if you need to drop it a certain way. It's hooked on using U-bolts back to the pieces of angle. On the ends here you have flat bar to just connect everything back together. Here on the back, the pieces of angle are there, so you can cut chamfers on it just to make everything kind of a little smoother. And then if you were going to drill the holes for the first time, you would just get it close, probably start out with your bottom holes, get those drilled to where they need to be, making sure you leave enough space out front. Then you could get it on there, get it aligned side to side, and then put it in position to drill your top holes. Now when we did this, these had some holes in it. It's been a while, but from what I remember, we actually found that these holes worked as is. So then we used those and we drilled new ones for the top. And then it's just used regular, this is the actual pins from the bucket, and then these are just regular hitch pins for up top that fit snug into our cylinders. So you would just have to find something that works on your tractor. This is just another view here from the back. You can see right there is the nut on the back of the main spear. So that's where it kind of bolts on, and you can see where the tube comes through. If you are thinking about building one of these, one thing I would change on it is if you look out here, like the ends, you have from the ends of the angle out, there's extra length out there. I would probably try to keep that as tight as you can to the edge of your loader width. That way, if you're loading in pickups or something like that, you don't have to worry about hitting the sides. I just measured some of our trucks, and seems like some of them are right at 5 foot and some of them are a little over like 5'4" width in between the bed. So if you're loading into someone else's pickup hay out to sell, you gotta be very careful not to hit it. Now with the tailgate on, you gotta back up a lot of times, but it'll give you more room in between there, so it's just something to keep in mind. The one modification we had to do to this, other than drill the other hole, was to cut out and around this. So if your cylinder has like a pipe going in the front or even a hose or something like that, you gotta make sure you have clearance, that it doesn't hit it when it tips back. So as you're building it, just take it slow and run the cylinder up and back and try to figure out the best placement for the holes. And if you need to, then just go in and cut clearance where it needs to be. And or like if you were making it for one tractor, I kind of left these long in case I ever change it, put it on a different tractor or a different loader or whatever. But if you weren't ever planning on doing that, you could cut these off. They wouldn't need to be as tall. Okay, so that concludes this video. Again, it was going out to Double K Mustangs. So I believe that should answer everything that you would maybe need to know. If it doesn't, be sure to leave comments below and any questions, and I will get answers back to you. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.